Members, the point of order has been withdrawn. The chair recognizes Mr. Schatzline to speak against the Martinez-Fisher motion.
Members, it's clear that there's a point of order on the motion to instruct, and so I just want to make something really clear. If you are in favor of collecting the data in order to understand the impacts of illegal immigration on our prison system as well as our healthcare system, then you will vote no on this amendment to the motion to instruct.
On
Thank
the
you.
amendment to the motion to instruct. The amendment to the motion to instruct.
Okay.
The chair recognizes Mr. Martinez-Fisher to
Thank you, Mr.
close
Speaker.
on the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I disagree with Representative Schatzline. This amendment has nothing to do with the impact that they're seeking to look at cost on health care and prisons. This amendment goes on, we're looking at everything. We're looking at benefits, we're looking at burdens. It is a complete picture. I hope when we make our policy, we're making policy on the complete picture. And with that, I ask that you vote yes on the amended motion to instruct.
Mr. Anchia, for what purpose?
Some questions for the author of the amendment to the motion to instruct.
Does the gentleman yield to questions?
Happy to yield.
Representative Martinez-Fisher, you and I have been reelected by our constituencies body for a long time now. And I'm sure you recall when the last time we looked at this issue, the Comptroller of Public Accounts, Carol Keaton, Rylander, Strayhorn, concluded that our immigrant population, both documented and undocumented, was benefiting the state of Texas to the tune of billions and billions of dollars. Do you recall that study?
Yes, I do, and it was a very thoughtful study because it looked at not just contributions in the workforce, and let's not mince words. I mean, you can't go too far out of this Capitol and not see the hands of immigrant labor working somewhere near the Capitol. And of course, they buy things and they pay taxes, and they have cars and they buy gas, they pay taxes. And so, yes, it was a very thoughtful report.
And so this motion to instruct just wants to look at one side of the ledger. Said, look at expenses, but don't look at benefits. Is that your understanding of what what Representative Alcott is trying to get at?
It seems to me it was an incomplete picture, yes.
And in any first-year accounting class at any university in this state, would they tell you to just look at one side of the ledger or look at the entire ledger to understand the health of a company, or in this case, the state?
Right. I think if you compromise on the inputs, you will compromise on the output, right? So it makes perfect sense.
Thank you. I think you have a good amendment that looks at the entire picture of the contributions of our immigrant community.
Thank you,
I
Mr.
appreciate
Chairman.
you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I don't, I'm not trying to be cute. I mean, we're just going to look at this issue. Let's look at the whole thing, not look at, something to propagate, some sort of narrative. If we really care about this issue, let's look at the whole thing.
Mr. Speaker,
Mr. Patterson, for what purpose?
will the gentleman yield for questions?
I yield.
The gentleman yields.
This is really more about process. It's probably been a couple of years since I've seen an amendment to a motion to instruct. And so is it your understanding that this amendment language is in the chamber documents on folks' laptops? Is that where your amendment is?
I don't know where it is. This amendment was certainly swept in Article 11 on the night of the appropriations debate.
Sure. And then I didn't find it there. I did just recently hear that this may be located in the chamber documents on our laptops. And so, with the chatter and everything, I'm just really trying to understand what your amendment does. If you can, this is not a gotcha or anything. I just want to just make sure that I understand before we vote on this, since it's not the normal kind of floor amendment system situation.
You mean we're not going to talk about teacher pay raises?
Yeah, not this time.
Okay, no, Mr. Chairman. Look, it's simple. There's an amendment. There was a motion to instruct that said we're going to study these certain areas of our state budget because we believe there's significant burdens to our taxpayers and this, that, and the other. And as I listened to the debate, it inspired me to look at an amendment that I had worked on. I know Representative Garcia had worked on that said, let's look at the overall economic impact. So the amendment that's in chamber documents is only going to look at the contributions the immigrants make to workforce impact, their tax contributions, and their consumer spending.
Okay.
We're just counting money.
Okay.
We're looking at that. And so if we're looking at what folks cost, maybe we ought to look at what they're putting in as well to see whether that is a wise or unwise policy to look at one thing without looking at the other.
Okay. Thank you for taking
Thank
the time.
you, sir. I appreciate it. I ask for a favorable vote on this motion to amend the instruction.
Members, the question is on the Martinez-Fisher amendment to the motion to instruct. This is a record vote. The clerk will ring the bell. Show Mr. Martinez-Fisher voting aye. Show Mr. Dyson voting nay. Show Mr. Bojani voting aye. Show Mr. Verdell voting nay. Have all members voted? Show Mr. Lauterbach voting nay. Have all members voted? All right. There being 59 ayes and 85 nays, the motion fails.
Mr. Speaker.